history teaches that before the coming of the Europeans, Africa was a dark, underdeveloped, and unsophisticated continent. The realization that, although living differently from Europeans, Africans were just as inventive as everyone else. It's perhaps conceivable that before European colonization, Africa was on the verge of highly technical development. Ancient humans were found to be creating things as soon as they were discovered in Africa. Africans were the first to create the fishing hook, the bow and arrow, and even boats long before written history existed. People on the continent of Africa continued to invent even as they began to emigrate. With sites reaching back 75,000 years, African architecture is among the oldest in the world and is as diverse as its population. Due to their accessibility, grass, mud, wood, and stone were the most common building materials. Imhotep is the first civil engineer to have been given a name. He designed and oversaw the construction of the Pyramid of Djoser, also known as the Step Pyramid, at Saqqara in Egypt between the years 2630 and 2611 BCE while serving as one of the pharaoh Djoser's officials. Unbelievably, civilizations existed before Europeans found them. The earliest known numerical system was developed by ancient Black Egyptians, who were also the first people to conceive of and work out mathematical equations. Neanderthals did not invent art, but Africans did. In fact, Blombos Cave in South Africa is where archaeologists found the oldest known piece of human-created art. It was two pieces of etched ochre with symbols and abstract patterns on them. The first known human language was created by our Stone Age ancestors in sub-Saharan Africa. According to a recent scientific study, the origin of every language in the world can be traced back to an African dialect that was spoken over 100,000 years ago. Proto-Saharan has become the name for this writing system. Despite the fact that many civilizations have learned how to employ some type of medicine, ancient Black Egyptians created a system of medicine that was tangible and included training for practitioners and written records of the healing techniques used. Don't forget that the first culture to practice surgery was the ancient Egyptians. The Edwin Smith surgical papyrus, purchased in 1862 by the said name, is almost 5,000 years old and is the oldest known medical literature. It contains the earliest known descriptions of the meninges and cerebrospinal fluid in addition to the phrase brain, and the first known written example of the term brain was written by the ancient Egyptians. Without Africans smelting iron around 2,500 years ago, the Industrial Revolution would not have taken place. Prior to Britain industrializing metallurgy, prehistoric Tanzanians were already manufacturing carbon steel. The oldest calendar was created more than 5,000 years ago by the ancient Black Egyptians. And how do we break down each day into hours and then minutes? That is a result of Egyptians as well. Africans are also responsible for many more inventions, such as steam engines, metal chisels and saws, copper and iron tools and weaponry, nails, glue, bronze weapons, and works of art to name a few. Between 1,500 and 2,000 years ago, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Uganda made advancements that were greater than those made by Europeans at the time, which astounded Europeans when they learned about them. The fact that much of Africa is still regarded as an underdeveloped continent makes it crucial to understand that without the technologies that originated in Africa many years ago, many modern comforts would not be possible. Nothing created can stand alone. Every single one is built on prior discoveries and creations. The knowledge that their people have made significant contributions to the world is equally crucial for young Africans and individuals of African descent.